Hello, everyone. Welcome to your favorite podcast, Wuli Wuli Today. I am your host, Anthrax today, Temilara. Thank you for always joining us on our episodes, going through our pages, learning one or two things. I want to say a big thank you to everyone, to our subscribers, to those that like our videos, to those that listen to our podcast, and also in advance to those that have not started. But I know that one day someone's going to find this and help them in time of need. So yes, it's another time of the month. We have to talk about public health issues, talk about diseases, talk about things that happen in the public health sector, in the public health environment. So today we are going to talk about anthrax. I know that we have uploaded videos concerning that, so we decided to put this in our archives so that either the videos or the podcast, somebody's going to find it and it's going to be helpful to them. So, yeah, we're going to talk about anthrax. I know we've heard about it. And the reason why we are talking about it, the reason why it was brought up initially was because there was an outbreak of anthrax in Zamfara state of Nigeria, which it hasn't spread to other states, but we need to create an awareness so that we'll be careful of how we handle our personal hygiene, how we interact with people outside, how we take care of our environment. So yes, let's get into the topic of today. Anthrax. What is anthrax? Anthrax is a bacterial infection caused by Bacillus anthracis. Mode of infection or transmission, that is how it is being transmitted, that is transferred from one person to another. We have contact with infected animals or contaminated animal products or machineries. People in the farm, people that rear animals, by the time they come in contact, by the time they touch an infected part or infected animals, there is a high tendency that they are going to pick the spores of this anthrax bacteria and just have it maybe attached to their apparel, that's their clothes, attached to the instruments or equipments they use on the farm. Even soil, the spore can drop into the soil. So it's very, very necessary to know about these things. We have inhalation of spores, just like I mentioned. You might just inhale, you might just get attached to your clothes, you might get attached to your equipment. We have skin contact with contaminated soil or water, just like we mentioned. You might pick it up in the soil. As someone that relates with this aspect of life, relates with animal husbandry, animal products, imported animal products, exportability, and high tendency that you might be at risk. So we have to be very, very careful. When we talk about incubation period is a period where from the moment it touches you or comes in contact with you, from that period till when it is being manifested as an illness, until you begin to show symptoms, until it begins to reveal itself, or how your body system, one part is failing, one part you notice that you're not feeling too good. So for the skin, for the cutaneous anthrax, that's the skin, it takes 1 to 7 days for manifestation. For inhalation, it takes 1 to 60 days, that is breathing it in, going through your airways. It takes 1 to 60 days. For gastrointestinal, that's the stomach, when it gets into your body system, when you like ingest it, it takes 1 to 7 days. When you come in contact with this bacteria, after the incubation period, you begin to see signs that something is wrong. That's what we call symptoms. For the cutaneous, that is the skin, we have blisters, we have ulcers, we have skin lesion. That's maybe you have an injury. You see that your skin, one particular place is being circled. You see something maybe like a redness. It becomes dry, unnecessarily dry. The color changes. Something that you should take note of. Inhalation It's like flu. They start having coughs, start having chest pain, difficulties in breathing. I know so many diseases, they have almost the same symptoms, but no matter the symptoms you notice, it's advisable to have it checked out. For the gastrointestinal, you have vomiting, abdominal pain, you have bloody diarrhea, keep going to the toilet, start vomiting, and all of those things. So we'll move to the prevention. We move to the prevention level. Things we can do to avoid having the symptoms and the damages that comes from contact with this bacteria. We have vaccination. That is you being protected ahead of this. So by the time your body is filled or full with the information about this bacteria, so by the time the bacteria comes in, it already has an information about it and is able to fight against it. It helps your body to build immunity against it. You avoid contact with infected animals or contaminated products. When you know that you are dealing with infected animals, put on your PPE, do what is necessary, disinfect your surroundings. Those kind of activities will help prevent you coming in contact with it. When it comes to treatment, the greatest advice I can give is whenever you feel like something is wrong, don't think twice. Head to the healthcare center, head to the hospital so that they can find out what it is. It might not even be anthrax, it might be something else, but prevention is cheaper and better than cure. Early detection. When you find out that something is wrong, the earlier you detect it, the better it will be to know what kind of drug that will be administered, what kind of care will be administered. It's very, very important. You also need early treatment to avoid death or complication. If you don't detect this early, if you don't treat it early, it begins to grow and can get out of hand. So yes, we move to our anthrax vaccine. It's also important to find out one or two things about this vaccine. In the videos that I made, I mentioned that I'll get back to us concerning the vaccines because I know that it's available for animals, but I'm not sure about humans. So I went on a research that really blew my mind. Very interesting research, actually. So I found out that anthrax vaccine is available for humans. It is called Biotrax, AVA anthrax vaccine adsorbs. Anthrax vaccine is approved by the United States Food and Drugs Administration (FDA). This vaccine is not available for general public use. It is available for some set of people. I will tell you about the set of people that get it. So let's get into the question. Who gets the vaccine? Military personnel who are or will be deployed to areas that are prone to anthrax or areas where anthrax is being used as a bioweapon. I've never heard of I know that there are some things that are being used as bioweapons, but this is my first time of actually hearing about it, especially anthrax. It's actually very interesting to know that. Laboratory workers that deal with this bacteria day to day, for people like work with animal husbandry, that work with farmers, that work with livestock, they come in contact with different bacteria. So they need to have access to this vaccine. Veterinary doctors and livestock handlers who also deal with animals and their products. Very, very important because they take care of them, they handle their matters, they feed them, and all of that is important. And those that are into importation of animal products, some products might be coming from an area that is prone to anthrax, which you might, feel like it's not necessary to know about them, but it is very important for those people that sometimes the area that the products are coming from, they might not even be prone to anthrax, but one way or the other, it got infected. So it's actually something that they need to be aware of and they need to have access to this vaccine. How is it administered? Administration is like how do you give it to people? How do you let them take it? How do you take it to be better or to perform the function it's meant to perform? It is administered in 5 doses, which is spread through the period of 18 months. That is 1 year and 6 months. A booster is given yearly if there is any need for a booster. It is highly effective when it comes to prevention, but in the case of active infection, it is not effective. Vaccines, I feel vaccines are for preventive measures, not curative measures. But I don't know about that, but that is what I think it is. Vaccine is just to give you the information of it, introduce that particular bacteria into your body or virus, then helps your body to build up immunity eh, concerning it. Then when you now have an introduction of this bacteria or virus again, it fights it and retains or your immunity or even boosts your immunity. So you won't have a cause to worry. Then we bring it back to our country here. National Veterinary Research Institute, that is NVRI, which is in Rome, that's a place in Plateau State, is responsible for making these vaccines, making researches about how these vaccines and many other vaccines and diseases, how to produce vaccines, after coming together with different bodies all over the world. Maybe some countries are being trained, they bring people that are going to be trained so that they can produce these vaccines beyond the beyond the world, that is the individual, nation, community, and what have you. So NVRI is responsible for making these vaccines, which are basically for livestock. Just like we mentioned before, they are not open to general public, but they aim to at least immunize or vaccinate animals, like 10 million animals, which is going to lead to herd immunity. Herd, that is HERD immunity. So these are just basic things we need to know about anthrax. We need to have them in our arsenal so that when somebody needs it or when we need it, it is something that we can conveniently pull out from the arsenal and use effectively. So this is just what we have for this podcast. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope it's been helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, help a friend to help a friend to know about the basic things or the things that are around us are very, very important. Thank you so much for joining on this episode. I'll catch you in the next episode. Till then, have a wonderful time. Bye.